Welcome to On the Air with Gloria Hass, the Interdimensional Intuitive, and thank you for being here. Before we get started, I would like to thank our sponsors. If you would like to be notified by email of when the next video comes out, please send me an email, and the email is listed in the description. And I promise I won't spam you with other things. You will just get notifications that the show is out. So I won't be sending interim information out, like getting 3 or 4 messages a week. 4 shows of On the Air with Gloria Hass and 5th show of Monthly Predictions. So that's 5 emails a month. So I hope to hear from you. Please check out the affiliate links in the description. The views and opinions expressed in this show or comments on this channel are those of the guests, sponsors, or authors and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this show or channel's broadcaster. All information, content, and material of this show or channel is for informational and entertainment purposes only and are not intended to serve as a substitute for consultation, diagnosis, and/or medical treatment of a qualified physician or healthcare provider. Also, the content is not intended to be treated as legal advice, nor is any attorney-client relationship created therein. All material in this show, video or audio, is the intellectual property of Gloria Hass. Books, images, or other suggested media is used by permission or endorsement through Gloria Hass by the guests, speakers, or sponsors of the show. This video and audio were produced in its whole by Gloria Hass and is intellectual property of her. Any unauthorized use, partial or as a whole, is strictly prohibited. Welcome to On the Air with Gloria Hass, and Jane is with me today. And this is where the veil between the living and the dead gets a little thinner. I'm Gloria Hass, and on this episode, I bring you the chilling true story of Jennifer Patterson, a woman from rural Indiana whose dream home quickly turned into a nightmare. This is a tale of grief, unseen forces, and the terrifying consequences of moving into a house with a past that refused to stay buried. Picture this. It's 2008, and Jennifer Patterson, a woman with a heart full of hope, moves into a picturesque farmhouse in Warsaw, Indiana, with its 5 acres for 2 horses and quiet charm. Seemed like the perfect place to start fresh. The house was everything Jennifer dreamed of, cozy with great craftsmanship, but as she unpacked her boxes, she had no idea she was stepping into someone else's story, someone who wasn't ready to let go. At first, the signs were subtle, a faint whisper in an empty hallway, a whiff of a man's heavy cologne like Old Spice that vanished as quickly as it came. Jennifer brushed it off. Old houses have quirks, don't they? Maybe the wind carried voices from a neighbor's yard, or the pipes were playing tricks. Her friend told her that she saw a shadowy figure just at the edge of her vision, going from one room to the other. But Jennifer brushed it off. Things got spooky one night as the basement door flew open, making a terrifying noise, which caused Jennifer's dogs to be spooked, in which they barked loudly. Jennifer said she was so scared she wasn't going near the door. After a while, her dogs did settle down. But things took a darker turn one evening in the basement. Jennifer was heading upstairs when an icy, invisible hand clamped onto her arm. Her heart raced as she froze, feeling the grip tighten, as if warning her to stay put. She yanked free and ran upstairs, her breath catching in her throat. But that wasn't the worst of it. Another night as she descended those same basement stairs, something or someone shoved her hard. She tumbled down, landing in a heap, bruised and terrified. This wasn't just a creaky old house. Something was angry, and it wanted her out. Now let's pause for a moment. Imagine Jennifer alone in a house that's supposed to be your sanctuary, but instead you're dodging shadows and attacks. What would you do? Stay and fight or pack your bags? Jennifer wasn't ready to give up yet because she loved the house. But she threw a housewarming party, hoping to fill the place with warmth and laughter. But even that night took a chilling turn. During the party, a man Jennifer didn't know approached her. He was a friend of a friend. His face was pale and in a low voice said, "There are a lot of people here." Jennifer agreed since she was throwing a party. He said, "No, these people are dead." Jennifer thought he was weird and didn't see the man for the rest of the night. Apparently, he had left. A few days later, when Jennifer spoke to her friend about the man who came to the party, she was told the man was a psychic. Jennifer brushed this off. Now, some of you might be familiar with the TV series A Haunting, which covered Jennifer's story in an episode called Eternal Grief back in 2016. That version called the previous owner, Carl Johnson, that version called the previous owner, who was Carl Johnson, they called him Eli Jones, spinning a dramatic tale about him building the house for his wife, losing her and dying of cancer. But let's set the record straight. Jennifer, in her own words in the documentary, names Carl Johnson as the previous owner, and no, he didn't die of cancer. That was a Hollywood flourish. The documentary, raw and unfiltered, gives us Jennifer's truth, and it's far more compelling than any scripted drama. Carl's wife did die in the bedroom, the one that Jennifer called hers, only she didn't know about this until after she bought the house. Desperate for answers, Jennifer called in paranormal investigators, and these folks weren't just ghost hunters chasing thrills. They were serious, combing the house with equipment and experience. What they found was chilling, a heavy, oppressive energy centered on the house tied to Carl Johnson. They told Jennifer that coexisting with this spirit would take incredible resilience. He's strong, they said, and he's not leaving. They sensed his presence most in the basement, where Jennifer had been attacked, and in the quiet corners of the house where the shadows seemed to linger. Let's talk about that basement for a second. Basements are creepy enough, right? Dark, damp, full of forgotten things. But this one was different. Jennifer described it as a place where the air felt thick, like you were wading through someone else's anger. Every time she went down there, she felt watched, judged. The investigators agreed it was a hot spot, a place where Carl Johnson's energy was strongest. Why? We don't know much about Carl's life or how he died. Something kept him anchored to that house, unwilling to share it with the living. Jennifer said she thought that maybe he just mourned her death until he died. It was never clear his cause of death. As the weeks turned into months, Jennifer's dream home became a prison. The whispers grew louder, the shadows bolder. She couldn't sleep, couldn't relax. Every creak of the floorboards felt like a warning. Finally, after one too many nights of fear, after that shove down the stairs, after that grip on her arm, Jennifer made the toughest choice of all. She packed up her life and left the farmhouse. She walked away from her dream, leaving Carl Johnson's spirit to roam those halls alone. Jennifer's story doesn't end with answers. We don't know why Carl Johnson's spirit was so restless or what tied him so fiercely to that house. Was it love for the place he'd called home? Could it have been that he was waiting for his wife's spirit to join him? Or something darker? So, listeners, what do you make of this? Was Carl Johnson's spirit truly haunting Jennifer, guarding his territory from beyond the grave? Or could there be another explanation? We want to hear it. Post your comments or send an email to gloriahass5@gmail.com. Before we wrap up, a quick note. Jennifer Patterson has since become a voice in the paranormal community, co-hosting the United States of Paranormal podcast. Her experience in that farmhouse changed her, giving her a mission to share stories like hers. It's a reminder that these hauntings aren't just tales. They're real moments that leave marks on real lives. Thanks. Whatever the truth, one thing is certain. Some spirits don't rest, some homes don't heal, and some grief is eternal. Thank you for listening, and if you enjoyed this week's episode, be sure to follow, rate, and share it with your fellow seekers of the strange and eerie. And remember, some doors, once open, can never be closed. Give On the Air with Gloria Hess a call. Have you had an encounter or an afterlife experience? Have you had an odd, spooky experience? Call or text 24/7 520-428-8483. Leave a message to play on the show. Join Penelope Loftus and Gloria Hess at the event Bringing the Unknown to the Known. All of us have our own perspective and live our lives differently. This event is to assist in opening your heart to remember the pioneering ways that have been forgotten. Also to open the heart and mind to release the unconscious to a conscious state. True wholeness can then be a part of every being. There will be a blending of the unicorn and swan energies. Penelope Loftus will be speaking on knowledge of self. Gloria Hass will be channeling live messages from both the swan and unicorn energies. Amazing is a new normal, and let's create a reality together. This will be on Sunday, October 5, 2025, for this wonderful 45 to 60-minute event. It starts at 7 a.m. Pacific Time, California, USA. We will meet on Zoom, and this is a live event, and there will be no replay to watch later. So sign up no later than Sunday, September 28th, 2025 for the October 5th event. There is limited availability. There's only 150 seats. To sign up, email dearunicorn14@gmail.com. And if you didn't get that, the email address is in the description. It is Sunday, June 8th, and it is, 7:01 a.m., and my EMF meter app said that there's unusually spiked high signal, and it is true. Translate. Yes, I use this as a translator. I'm going to do something different than I have. I'm going to just put this in front of the camera instead of the screenshots because it'll cut down on a lot of work for me in the editing process. Limit. Near death. Okay. are the messages that are coming through from the afterlife. Okay, I'm sorry, but you're going to need to leave. I am really sorry. And this is an experiment with extraterrestrials. I'm sorry, but you're going to need to go. Different. Yes, what I'm doing is different. Has the spirit who is speaking to me left? No. You're going to need to go now because the extraterrestrials left yesterday when a spirit came. Please leave now. I don't like telling them to go if they would like to communicate, but with this being an experiment, I don't want the results skewed. Has the spirit left? Yes. Okay, are there any extraterrestrials here? No. So we will go ahead to historical. Well said, Hematus and historical. Hematus, are you an extraterrestrial? The word historical, are you from historic times? Still historical. Are you here to make history or to help history? No. Are you here to help me? Are you here to observe? No. Well, I've run out of questions, so I'm going to sit down and see what Hematus... I have a question. Are you here from the... Are you from the Anunnaki? Yes, that's what you mean by historical. Because they've been around for a very long time. Radar. And yes, I have the frequency on. Radar. Are you referring to the radar tower that I can see out my window? Yes. That is confirmation that he is here. There's the old radar tower. When you say the word coastal, is that because I pointed west where the radar tower is? No. Ship. Is that a mothership you're referring to? No. Okay, another question about the ship. Okay, another question about the ship. Is it on the western United States coastline? Is it, no, the eastern United States coastline? No. Is it the coastline of Brazil? Yes. Okay. So you're communicating. So you're communicating to me right now from your ship in on the coastline of Brazil? Yes. Is that because the Brazilian culture accepts you more readily? Yes. I'm not commenting on that one. Deplete. Well, my battery is fine. My battery on my phone is fine. On both phones. Okay. I have it's important. No. It's important for you to be accepted and not depleted by humans. Is it important for you not to be depleted by humans? That's a yes. Are you depleting natural resources off the Brazilian coast? That's going back and forth from yes. Are you depleting? Are your resources on ship depleting? And that is why. Okay, are your resources on your ship depleting? Yes. And there are resources on the Brazilian coast that you are utilizing because it's important for your ship's function. Yes. Okay. Now we're learning more about the Anunnaki, or however you pronounce that, and what they need and where the resources are that they go ahead and take for their existence, for their ships to run. I have another question. Are these natural resources that you are taking for your ship taking away from the Brazilian people? Do they need the resources to function? Are you taking away from the Brazilian people for things that they need to use to function? No. Okay. Well, at least we know that the Brazilians are not in danger of losing something that they need to survive. Wow, it's turning into like a UFO history lesson. It's news to me. This is interesting. So now that this message is said, we'll see if anything else comes through. Counselor. Are you seeing me as a counselor to let people know what's going on? Yes. Okay. Now, thank you. Thank you very much for that. Counseling and guiding people so they can have knowledge that you would like to express. Thank you. Well, I don't know why I keep pointing it out that way. Because we might see another ship come by and might be better than looking at my wall all the time. May attribute. The other word is there, attribute. Bride. ATS, are you stating that your bride may attribute to this conversation? Yes. Is she with you on board the ship? My neighbor downstairs, I might be getting a little too loud for him. Oops. Sorry. The word idol came in. What other word's going to come through? It's really heating up. Wow. Winds. Nerve. Well, it's not windy, just a light breeze. 3. And can you see me from where you are on the Brazilian coastline, Hermadius? Yes. No. Okay. Were you referring to the winds being idle outside? Were you referring the word idle because I was sitting down? $50. $50. Were you referring to the idle winds on the Brazilian coast? No. Patent. Patent. Is this a message from you, Hermadius? Yes. I'm not understanding at this moment what you mean. Are you giving me a personal message? No. Is this a message for for the world? Yes. Is there a pattern of the pattern? 350, is that 350 days? $350 days from now? Yes. What will happen in 350 days? It's close to a year next year. Idle winds, does that have to do with being peaceful right now to get messages out? No message. Well, this was out that way. Okay. Does the word idle winds have to do with it being a peaceful state right now? No, nothing. Is there a patent that is... Did you mean the word patent? Yes. Will a patent be put through in 350 days? By our government, by the governments. Nothing stated. Do any of you have an idea what might be in 350 days in the word patent? Does this have to do with the technology that was given to the governments about spaceships? Does it have to do with time travel? I'm off base on this one. I'm not sure. Nothing's come up on the EVP meter if you're wondering what I'm looking at. Is this the conclusion of our conversation, Hermetius? Carve. Sense. Carve sense. Excuse me. Are there carvings somewhere from historical times? Was that a message from you, Hermetius? Was that a message from a spirit from the afterlife? Yes. Is it time to conclude our It's time to conclude our communication? Hermetius? Join our exclusive free UFO event on Saturday, January 10, 2026, with 4 amazing speakers. It's a live event. There will be no replays. This online conference is a live event and will meet on Zoom and is free. There are only 150 seats available, so get your reservation in now Deadline to sign up is December 15, 2025, or sooner. The conference starts at 9 a.m. Pacific Time, that's California, USA, and ends at 1 p.m. Doors will open at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Time. Please be patient in the waiting room while we check your attendance ticket. Bring your own refreshments and dress comfortably. Speakers will present 20 to 30 minutes, and there will be 15 to 20 minutes for Q&A. Our speakers are at 9 a.m., Philip Kinsella. He will be speaking about alien contact through CE5 initiative, the interdimensional hypothesis. At 10 a.m., Tim Caney will be presenting Artwork of an Experiencer. 11 a.m., Trey Hudson will be speaking about the Meadow Project. And 12 p.m., Armando Landrian will be talking about the MUPAS project. Remember, this live event won't be recorded. No replay is available. You cannot sign up a block of people to attend, one person per email. Please do not give out the Zoom link to your friends as there is limited availability, 150 seats. Deadline to sign up, December 15th. If you wish to sign up, send an email to gloriahass5@gmail.com. Or if you're listening to this on YouTube, Spotify, or Rumble, there is a link in the description to the conference page for more details. Hi, I'm Gloria Hass, and this is a movie review on Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. The movie starts out with an engrossing scene that I completely was absorbed into. Then the unexpected part comes where people jump, and yes, I jumped because I was so engrossed into what was going on. The next scene is just as engrossing, but more on the fun side. This movie continues along in true Ghostbuster fashion. It was good to see some actors from the original Ghostbusters movie like Annie Potts, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, William Atherton, and Bill Murray. Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things played a good teenage son, and Mackenzie Grace was great as Phoebe, who was a rebellious teenager. Then the strangeness began, along with the daughter befriending a ghost. Was the ghost, who was played by Emily Aline Lind, really friendly or on the dark side? Phoebe found out how her actions caused repercussions and sets out to help in whatever way she could. In one of the scenes, the characters go to get help from someone who works at the library, which was in the original movie. This person takes them to the old library down into a basement they didn't know existed. This set reminds me of what was used in the series, The Librarians. Will you enjoy this movie like I did? There's only one way to find out, and that is to watch it yourself and take note that the credits are not the end of the movie. There's more to follow. This movie does not disappoint, and I give Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire 10 candles.